Really enjoying your humor.
Oh, all right, thank you. We enjoy all of your humors as well.
Awesome.
You are much funnier than you may think.
I like that. Would it be accurate to say that when I am following my highest excitement to the best of my ability with no insistence, that any definitions that might be stopping me or could get in my way of doing that would automatically be dissolved?
They would come to your attention to be let go of. That's how they get dissolved.
Okay, cool. So
because it's about taking responsibility and being an active, engaging, interactive being with your reality and with what it is you have bought into. So one of the tools in the kit of excitement is to bring to your attention the things that might be within you that are not of your excitement, so you can let them go and add their energy to your excitement. That's how they get dissolved more often than not. It doesn't mean that sometimes certain ones might not dissolve semi-automatically, so to speak, but for the most part, the ones that are there for the purpose of actually going through a process that will actually enhance your intelligence about yourself and your reality will not automatically dissolve. They will give you the opportunity to work with it so that you can be conscious of the dissolution and thus know what it is you're doing and know what it is you're becoming. Yes?
And yes, and is that what you call process?
Yes.
Okay.
And whatever process is necessary will remain. Now, you can allow yourself to reduce the number of processes in your life greatly sometimes. This is through a permission slip technique we have defined called the threshold of believability. You can say, well, with my present belief system, do I believe it's possible for such and such to manifest, let's say 20 years from now? Yes, no problem. That's more than enough time. Do I believe it's possible for such a thing to manifest in my life 10 years from now? Absolutely. Not a moment's hesitation, not a shadow of a doubt that that's more than enough time for such a manifestation in my life. Do you believe it's possible that 5 years is enough? Well, maybe. The instant that you hesitate to say yes, that's how long it will take with your present belief system. Now you can ask, well, what would I have to believe is true in order for it to take that kind of time, in order for me to have these kinds of processes? And if you find that belief and let it go, you can take the threshold of believability test again and see if you can sail through or past the 5-year mark. Oh yes, now when having changed that belief, I know that 5 years is more than enough time. I don't need any more processing than that for these kinds of things to manifest in my life. Not necessarily insisting on them, just using them as a symbolic representation of the kinds of things and the energy that is reflective of your excitement that could manifest. And you keep on going down and reducing the time until again you hesitate. Then you look at the beliefs that cause the hesitation. As soon as you get to the point where there are no more beliefs to let go of, whatever time remains is the amount of time it needs to take in order for you to have a deeper appreciation of the process and know who you are more consciously and why you are choosing to do what you're doing. So that's a tool that can be used to reduce the processes to their absolute necessary minimum.
One of the things I've been finding is that after a period of manifesting many things that I have intended, I then enter a time of compression where
Yes.
I'm wanting to turn inwards and reflect.
Yes.
And
These are natural cycles.
Right. But what happens is when that starts to happen, I resist it because I
Why?
feel that momentum is slowing down and I don't want that.
No. You need to have a different perspective, a different definition that works for you about that process of cycles. So you're looking at it like this.
Right.
Yes?
Yes.
But you could look at it like this, couldn't you? And always going up even while you're going down.
Yes.
Yes?
Yes. And that makes sense to me because when the next phase comes along, I'm in a more powerful place.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Create the definitions that work for you, and you will extract the benefit from the experience that is reflective of the definition that works for you and not the one that doesn't. It's that simple. When we talk about the idea that your definitions actually determine your experience, we mean it. We mean it. Literally. Please take us literally. So if you have a definition that you have that doesn't work for you, here's how I'm defining it, this is what I'm experiencing, change the definition to one that works for you. Reinvent it, use your imagination, expand your perspective, think of another way to look at it. And that will be as real. That will be as real. Yes?
Yes, and I've started to do that, and
All right.
I've given myself permission to have the process and not rush through it and actually enjoy that time.
All right, well, thank you. And besides, what's your rush? You're an eternal, infinite being. Where are you going?
Good point.
You're always, 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 always only going to wind up here and now. Because that's the only place and time there is.
Right.
So what's your hurry?
Yes.
Yes?
Yes. My final question, if there's something that we can conceive of as something that we want.
Not about wanting. It's about what you need.
Right. That's where I feel a bit confused.
Many times the idea may coincide with what you need when you say, I desire something, I want something. It may manifest exactly as you saw it, but the idea is it doesn't always. And therefore insistence on wanting it to be a certain way may actually be a way of short-circuiting getting something even greater that you need. Mm-hmm. So never insist on the wanting. Allow yourself to be open to what you need, or if you want to insist on wanting, then want what you need. Because it will always be the perfect thing. Does that make sense?
Yes, and so if what I want and what I need are the same, that's where I would feel my excitement.
Not necessarily.
So how
Again,
would I
you have to have
distinguish?
discernment
Right.
about these things and recognize where your wants may, in fact, simply be anxieties disguised as excitement. So as long as it's clear that that's not the case, then yes, they may align. But again, insistence that they do is missing the point. Because you don't have, as a physical mind, you do not have the capacity to imagine what the higher mind can imagine. You can imagine wonderful things, but use them as a symbol of what may manifest because they are representative of the excited state that you prefer to be in, but drop the picture because you don't know that that picture might in fact not be a limitation on what could manifest even more magnificently than your physical mind was capable of imagining. So look at that as a symbol you can use to get you into the proper state. Don't insist on it as being the absolute outcome because it may not be. If you understand that that visualization may in fact be an absolute limitation on what could happen, you'll drop it and allow what needs to happen to happen.
I have found that to be. I have found that what has happened has been way, way better than my plan.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So just let it keep happening. Trust the way your life unfolds. Don't get in your way. Your higher mind knows exactly what you need. That is in alignment with your ecstasy. Even if it delivers something you don't prefer, that's in alignment with your ecstasy because there's something about seeing that you needed to see to actually increase your ecstasy. If you use it that way, you'll experience it that way. If you think there's something wrong, that this doesn't belong in my life, that's when you stop the whole process and short-circuit it and only experience the negativity. You choose that path instead of the one that you prefer. Make sense?
And so whatever is in my life now is what needs to be here.
Exactly.
And when the next thing comes, it will come when it needs to come.
And the irony is, the more you accept that what is what needs to be, the faster it will go away and something will replace it. Because you're using it up instead of insisting it doesn't belong, which is resisting it, which is making it stick around because you are robbing it of its forward momentum by focusing on it as something that doesn't belong, which makes it stick. Yes?
Yes.
You're beginning to understand how the machine works?
Yes. I like the
Yes?
machine. Yes.
Yes.
Yes. And it feels easy to just trust the process.
It is already automatic. Why reinvent the wheel, as you say? The machine already works perfectly, and it works perfectly positively or negatively. So why not use it in the way that you prefer to instead of using it in the way that you don't? Yes?
Yes.
Remember, it's unconditional. It doesn't care what you decide. It will support you unconditionally. If you focus on the negative, it will support you unconditionally in experiences that are negative. But it will also support you unconditionally in the experiences that are positive if that's the path you choose. It doesn't have a mind of its own. It's never going to contradict you. It's designed to support you unconditionally. For those who are confused, please turn to the page in your dictionary where the definition of unconditionally is. Without condition. Yes?
Yes.
Does this help?
It very much. Thank you. Thank you so much.
And by the way, there are absolutely no exceptions anywhere to that idea of being supported. You're always supported. Please remember that the people, going back to the issues of self-worth, who feel they're not being supported, who feel that they, out of all of creation, are not worthy, that's one of the most arrogant statements you can make. Because you're singling yourself out as being so different from everyone else that creation supports that you're shining a spotlight on yourself. It's not humility, it's arrogance.
Hey, Bashar.
And to you, good day.
So when you interact with other civilizations,
Yes.
is that a manifestation of the expansion of your own consciousness?
Absolutely. And our excitement.
Yes. And so when we visit the stars,
Yes.
that's a manifestation of the expansion of our consciousness
For
as
many
well.
of you, it will be. Yes.
Yeah, great. So I had spoken to you about a dream that I had.
Yes.
And where I was in a house.
Yes.
And I walked by and I saw a reptilian or reptilian feet.
Yes.
And a human woman was having sex with the reptilian.
Yes.
I only saw the feet,
Yes.
but I knew, and I just walked by.
Yes.
And I had this thought that I was supposed to do that too. And then I thought, oh, well, I guess I don't have to. But then I felt this need to kind of get out of the house. And so I got out of the house, and it was, it stuck with me.
Yes.
And I'm wondering, and so I asked the question outside to the wind, and it told me that that was me seeing me.
Yes.
So what is that a representation of?
It's a representation of the fact that all of you have counterparts in different civilizations, and those are usually the ones you interact with first when you're encountering other dimensional beings.
Right. So I was interacting with a counterpart of myself.
Yes. This could lead to some very crude humor.
Bring it. I knew that was where it was going, so.
All right. Well, then we'll leave it up to your imagination.
So,
Yes.
why have reptilians gotten kind of a bad rap on the planet? Because
they are genetically linked to you by being hybridized from the original saurian DNA that existed on your world, and your reptilian brain as a mammal views them as a predator willing to eat you, even though they're not.
Right.
Therefore, you react in survival mode, fight or flight, and you project onto them the idea that they are evil, mean, and nasty beings who want nothing more than to take you over and control you and consume you, when in fact, it's a bad rap.
It's a total bad rap. I've never had that experience or feeling when I've interacted with reptilians.
Yes, but that's the mechanism that is involved,
Yeah.
is the reptilian brain in the mammal
Right. Okay.
of your body.
Okay. So I was interacting with the
You were learning to love yourself from a different point of view,
Oh.
in order to put it sweetly.
I love that.
Yes, you did. Quite often.
I really really did. I walked by going, they're okay. They're good. Okay, cool. So another dream.
Yeah, yes.
I was at a waterfall, and there was a little girl there, and she was looking into the hole beyond the water of the waterfall.
Yes.
And this beautiful yellow snake started coming out of the waterfall.
Yes.
And I felt like...
There's some similarity here.
Okay.
You're getting, again, a screen projection of something that is symbolic and representative of that energy that you're interacting with.
Okay. But then there was a snake that started to wrap around my my arm, my right arm, and it started squeezing me really tight.
Yes.
And then this other woman came, and I said, "It's squeezing me too tight."
Yes.
Do you know what that was about? Because
again, you're sort of testing your powers. You're testing your strength and seeing what it is you can handle and what it is you can't at the moment.
Okay. That makes sense.
You're putting a squeeze on yourself. Yes?
So putting pressure, a bit of
Yes,
pressure?
kind of. A little bit of creative pressure. See how much you can take. See how far you're willing to go. See what it is you can learn.
Right.
See what you can absorb.
Right.
Yes?
Yes, that makes sense. I tend to do that.
All right. You choose to do that. It's not a tendency.
Thank you.
It's a choice.
Thank you.
Will that do?
One more. So I have a question about wolves.
Wolves.
Yes. How do you perceive wolves, and are they connected with the dog star?
They are, but they are something different, obviously. They are the idea of family.
Yes.
The idea of group cooperation. There are many different kinds of things that are reflective and symbolic in your reality. And of course, it depends upon what cultural filter you are looking at them through.
Okay.
Because different cultures on your planet will have slightly different interpretations of this idea.
Right.
But they are a very powerful representation in that sense of strength, of family bonds, of cooperation. Mm-hmm. Yes?
Yes. And so do they definitely have ties with the dog star, Sirius?
They do. And they have representations in cultures on your planet that have to do with being the initiators and builders of cities and civilizations, yes?
Oh, that's what I was wondering.
Look at your Roman mythology. Romulus and Remus.
Oh, wow.
Nurtured by a she-wolf.
Yeah.
Yes?
Yeah.
So it's symbolic of the energy that they build family, bonds, cities, expansions, the pack in that sense.
Right.
You become part of the pack.
Right.
Does that help you?
It does, a lot.
All right. Then that is sufficient?
That is sufficient. Thank you.
Thank you for sharing your dream about your encounter with your reptilian. Now, kindly go yourselves. Did I say that out loud? Good.
I don't even know what to say. Like, I'm speechless. That was...
Finally. Have a good time.
Thank you.
We can say that because this is Las Vegas, yes? Just checking.
So I think we have time for maybe one more question and then some Ustream questions.
Nope. Get on with it.
Just do the Ustream questions?
Yes.
Okay, so we're going to keep going with the self-worth exploration.
Oh, all right.
Okay, so what are some common diseases that are representative of issues of self-worth?
Now, of course, please understand that this is a gross generalization because you have to take it on a case-by-case basis. There may be many other factors involved with this, yes?
Yes.
All right. Certainly the idea of certain forms of cancer are representative of lack of self-worth as a beginning energetic seed to that disease expression, yes?
Yes.
All right. The idea of the losing of strength overtiredness, exhaustion, those kinds of experiences that may be common to different forms of disease can also be an expression of lack of self-worth, lack of support in the belief system, because you lose energy, you feel like you're losing energy and can't act in your, shall we say, best interests, so to speak. You give yourself the freedom to be ill so that you don't have to act, so that you have an excuse to wallow in your misery of lack of self-worth. That's how it usually starts. And then it can spread into different forms of disease depending upon the person and the belief systems that are filtering to create in the body different diseases that might be representative of that lack of self-worth.
Would you say autoimmune diseases, with the idea of the...
Some of them can be, yes.
You know, the idea of the immune system attacking the
Yes.
body
Yes.
is almost like the idea of your
Yes.
self-inflicting...
Yes, there are, again, many such diseases. The idea of anorexia, again, you're wasting away because you're not worth being here. There are many different expressions of this. This is an overall generalization. You have to take it on a case-by-case basis.
Because sometimes people will choose these things to help other people. It's,
Of
and
course.
there's never any blame or the idea
No.
that you're not worthy because you've chosen some
Or they may
reflection.
be indicative of other negative beliefs that have nothing to do with lack of self-worth specifically.
Right. Oh, so is that now you're going to fine-tune what negative belief systems versus
Not
lack
today.
of self-worth? Okay. But the idea of, like when you tell us, well, you know, obviously you exist, and the fact that you exist is the proof that you have value.
Yes.
And yet there's all these nagging beliefs that individuals experience
Yes.
that it just doesn't fix it immediately. Like we don't allow that
Yes.
to fix it immediately.
Because you have a belief that that knowledge cannot fix that. That's another belief.
Is part of the self-worth issue on a planetary basis related to the idea of the Anunnaki and that humans were originally created to, in a sense,
There's a little bit of a tie-in, although in this day and age, that can't really be used as an excuse anymore.
okay, so we're at the point of choice at this
Yes.
part. Is this also accurate that in the creation of a negative belief or a negative sense of self or negative belief around the idea of karma,
Yes.
that the moment that the belief arises, there's an immediate connection to other parallel lives where these ideas are also being expressed, which creates sort of a reverberation in the psyche that amplifies the feelings associated with it.
Yes, it's the multidimensional aspect of beliefs. They actually connect to parallel realities of commensurate vibration to reinforce themselves. So in other words, they pile all sorts of negative lives on top of the one that you're experiencing, so to anchor themselves so strongly that they make it seem almost impossible to change them, because they're crisscrossing multidimensionally to similar lives of depression and lack of self-worth. So they're compounding the energy. But again, just knowing that they're doing this is enough to divest yourself of it.
Right, because the idea of connecting automatically with other scenarios and then the way that you disengage from that
Yes.
is first by recognizing that you're creating the connections from the present,
Yes.
from yourself. So
Yes.
people who think, oh, I have this past life or that one.
Yes.
And, oh, if I do a rebirthing, maybe that will take care of it. You know, there's many different
Yes, the
tools.
reinforcement is not actually coming from the past. There is no such thing. It can only come from the now.
Oh, so this is the same thing as writing your own story.
Yes.
In the sense, the story that you tell yourself about yourself, you're also creating from the present.
Yes.
Everything that you include in a negative way from the past. Not a negative act, but
Yes.
necessarily, but more.
But you're writing that story now.
Right, and that's the same thing with the multidimensional nature of it. You automatically write stories that connect you with other lives that
With
are
other nows.
experiencing the same thing.
Yes.
So the way that you can tell that's happening is if you find yourself in a situation where you are overreacting
Yes.
very strongly to
Yes.
what you shouldn't be overreacting to.
to what makes no sense to overreact to. Yes.
Right. It's like, wow, why are these feelings so strong? Why is this so overwhelming that I can't even think straight?
That can be one reason. It's not always the reason, but that can be one reason.
What
The
would,
reinforcement of the parallel realities.
what would be some other reasons why? Overreaction.
Well, even in your reality, there can be belief systems that are strong enough to create overreactions.
That are not necessarily associated with the perception of self?
That are not necessarily associated with parallel versions.
Oh, I see. Okay. Oh, I see. You can just be overreacting because of what you believe about the story that you've told yourself now.
Yes, of course. If you tell yourself a strong enough reactive story, yes.
So what can people do to help their children when they want to instill good self-respect and self-esteem, and at the same time, they want their children to fit into society in some way and be functioning, and it's just like you don't have a manual how to do this with your children.
Yes, but we have given the manual in general. The idea is to create a safe space and use your imagination to teach them the consequences of their choices in a space where the repercussions aren't that dire, and to allow them to use their imagination to recognize what the pathways they choose mean in the real world, again, in a safe space. To teach them, as we said before, that they are as powerful as they need to be to manifest whatever they need without having to hurt themselves or anyone else, and to adapt any lessons they may need to learn to, so to speak, fit in to the mass consensus in a way that adapts the lesson to their excitement instead of dampening their excitement to fit into the box of the lesson. That's the basic manual.
And when children express lack of confidence, lack of their own sense of self-worth, is it always because they've sort of taken it on from their parents already?
No.
Or
No.
Why do children seem
Again,
to
spirits can choose to come in with that kind of an idea because it's part of the theme that they're exploring in terms of their transformation. But very often, it can be picked up by children from the parents, and very often spirits that might want to explore that theme will choose parents that might transmit those ideas to them because it makes it easier for that to crystallize in their theme of exploration rather than just inventing it out of whole cloth. It creates a continuity reason, so to speak, that gives them something to work with. It gives them something to transform by saying, well, my parents did this to me, and their parents did it to them, and their parents did it to them, and so look at the burden I bear. But that's just the way they've invented the story so that they have what seems to be a logical reason for behaving the way they do and giving them something stronger to, quote unquote, overcome. They break the chain of generations.
Right, and that becomes a theme that you can express.
Yes.
Now, the idea that we're now finding that things that happened to your ancestors actually are recorded in your DNA.
Well, in a sense, but again, remember, you're reinventing yourself every moment, and that's part of the continuity that you're recreating because DNA is just another way of rearranging energy and consciousness.
Okay, so what you're saying is we can just create a new tool to, in a sense, cleanse your DNA.
Yes.
Or to, pure.
If it is relevant for you in your theme of exploration, this can and is often done.
Many different things that
Yes, it
blast
is another
you with
permission
vibrations.
slip. Again, remember, you have strong demonstrations of this ability in the idea of what you call multiple personality disorder,
Right.
where one personality actually has physical symptoms of a disease and another personality does not. This has been measured on your planet. So obviously they are, in that sense, in that shift, different people with different DNA, even though you consider them to be the same body in your illusion of continuity. They prove that it's an illusion.
That's really heavy, you know.
Well, let's lighten it up.
Because one person was also asking about, well, how can you tell if something's a limitation that you've brought on for a specific reason, or it's the situation's not relevant for you and you need to get out of the situation?
Honest self-examination. If you can honestly examine and investigate all your beliefs and you simply find that there is nothing there that is actually representative of you holding yourself back, then it may be a parameter that is there for a reason of experiencing a process or a challenge that needs to be there.
Does a high degree of emotionality, is that a good clue whether or not it's relevant or not?
It depends on the emotion you're talking about.
Well, negative, obviously. I'm sorry.
Well, yes, but again, it depends upon the situation with that person, what they've set themselves up to process.
So that's really the thing about you always have to know yourself, that no
Yes.
matter...
It always comes down to that. Know thyself.
And even though it would be nice if other people could tell you...
They do, quite often. They are reflections. Again, the idea is you can take or leave what is relevant for you and what is more representative of their issue, but people are always reflecting things that you may need to understand and you can use as course corrections and guiding principles in your life without giving your power away.
The idea of people being in denial, the defense mechanisms.
Yes, yes, yes.
Defense mechanisms are designed to keep you from being able to see the truth about what you're looking at.
And that is what the belief systems make it seem logical to do, and that should be the first clue that you're probably dealing with a negative belief. Yes.
So if you examine through each type of defense mechanism, a negative belief or a belief that you have about whether someone else is right or you're right.
But it's not about being right. It's really about what is relevant.
Well,
what is relevant here in the information being exchanged? What is relevant for them? What is relevant for you? It's more about being what is relevant than being what is right. Unless you simply mean that what is right for you is what is relevant.
I think the idea is that confidence can be arrogance. Confidence can be real.
Yes.
Confidence can just be a cover-up.
But remember, the greatest power requires the gentlest touch. So anytime you might see force, now you're looking at arrogance, not confidence.
And anytime you see people sort of spewing negative things about other people, and
they're probably scared to death that people will realize that those things they're saying are actually true about them. And they're trying to deflect. It's called deflection.
It's another defense mechanism.
Yes.
And so like cyberbullying and bullying and all that, that's all...
First and foremost, they may have been bullied, and so that's the tactic they learned to gain respect, or at least in their mind, what passes for respect. Although, again, they're not really engendering respect at all. But they don't understand that.
So does that mean that whenever you see someone behaving like a bully, that's an indication that person is negative?
Generally, if you're calling it bullying, yes. If you're recognizing it literally as bullying, yes. Because again, people who are truly persuasive don't have to bully. They're just persuasive. Yes? Mm-hmm. Because you understand the truth in what they're saying as it relates and is relevant for you. Because they don't need you to do it their way. The idea is they're allowing you an opportunity to figure out how to do it your way. Therefore, they're just persuasive. They don't need to bully. Now,
yes,
it is important at this time for you to take a short break.
Okay.
So that we may allow you to set up your holotope experience, and we will deliver a meditation to help crystallize the idea that we have discussed this day in this transmission. So take a short break. We will resume this connection briefly. Okay, let us continue this transmission by encouraging each and every one of you to become very relaxed. Just let go. Breathe deeply, gently, easily, and as you do, allow your room lights to dim, activate your holotope, and bring up your music, and allow yourself to focus on the center of the holotope. Allow the light patterns that dance across its surface to enter through your eyes, and allow those doorways to open in your neurological net and in your brain that will have the best benefit for you in the most relevant way in your life to allow you to expand and open to the truth of your worth. Allow yourselves to remember that doubt is not a lack of trust, but a 100% trust in an idea and in a belief that you don't prefer. So doubting yourself is simply trusting a story that you tell yourself that isn't working for you, that isn't representative of who and what you really are as an aspect of infinite creation. So as you breathe and let go of all your concerns, thoughts, beliefs that don't serve you, and allow yourself to relax into the depths of the unconditional support of all that is, take this opportunity to remind yourself that it is up to you, that it is your choice, that it is within your power to decide what is really true for you. And with honest self-examination, depth of exploration, and clear investigation, you will come to know yourself, your true self. And by experiencing that true, indestructible core vibration, you will come to know more and more each day in all ways that you are worthy in the eyes of creation, or you would not exist. That you are valid and deserving of the total expression of your joy, of allowing all that is reflective and representative of that joy, that passion, that peace, that excitement, that creativity and imagination to be drawn in by your core frequency, your signature vibration. And that signature vibration is, in and of itself, validation of your existence, and that your existence is validation of your worth. You are a reflection of all that is, and the holotope before you is a mirror, and a hall of mirrors, stretching to infinity, to every reflection from every angle, every parallel reality that is contained within your consciousness. For you are not in dimensions, dimensions are within you. You are the worth of existence itself. Allow yourself to settle in to this realization, to this truth within your core. You are worthy. You are worthwhile. You are worth loving. You are worth supporting. You are worth being with. You are worth enjoying. You are worth interacting with. You are worthy of all expressions that are true for you, so that you may reflect to others the mirror that you are, the aspect that you are, the perspective that you are, uniquely of all that is, which is absolutely necessary for its existence as all that is. For without you, it would be incomplete. That is how valid, how worthy you are. You complete all that is, just by your existence. That is a statement from all that is of your worth, your necessity of being. It is, as is existence itself, inarguable. It is, as existence itself, a fact. It is, as existence itself, what is. Allow what is in your life to present itself in all the ways that are relevant for you, in all the ways that fulfill the needs that support you in being more and more aware every day of more of yourself, of the expanded being that you are, and that this physical presentation, this physical personality that you channel through into being is just an aspect of you, is just a mask, an experience, an expression. It is a path. It is one way you have of expressing yourself, and only one way out of an infinite number of ways, for you are all that is, experiencing itself as an aspect of itself, as a reflection in one facet of the multidimensional crystal of its being. Beautiful, glinting, glistening, shining. An ecstatic explosion of light, an ecstatic explosion of experience, inward and outward, to infinity in all directions, inward and outward. Allow yourself to drift in this realization of your essence, of your truth, of your existence. Float with it. Let it carry you to the shores of fantastic dreams. And allow yourself to know that life itself is such a fantastic dream, and only one such perspective within the dream of your being, within the dream of all that is, dreaming of you as you dream of it. Allow yourselves to breathe it in gently and easily. Crystallize within your heart this knowledge, this certainty, this confidence. Stand your ground, feet firmly planted upon the surface of the earth, and your eyes to the sky and the stars. And know that you stand in between the two and are the synthesis of heaven and earth within your very being, within your heart, your mind, and within your soul. You are consciousness itself, reflecting to itself its awareness of itself, infinitely and eternally in the here and now. For there is no other place to be, and there is no other time in which to be it. You are an expression of existence itself. You are an expression of worthiness itself. You are an expression of deservability.